So today is 170 push-ups, day 7. So what we want to do here is to raise awareness for why these push-ups for 170 push-ups is there is 1 in 7 students, school-age students, that are suffering from a mental illness. What we are doing here is raising awareness for mental health overall, but also providing levels of tools and strategies. And the first best way to actually help is to be able to move your body, because as soon as we move our body, the energy shifts and the energy changes. That doesn't mean just doing push-ups or squats or any of that. It just means sometimes getting out there and just doing a walk around the block could help. Getting out into nature, sitting on a beach, just some level of movement changes the state of the body, and that's the easiest thing to do. And once we can change the state of the body, then we can start to work on other things as well. So I'll stop talking and let's get to push-ups. So I'm going to break this down over 6 sets and work through my reps in that range. All right, let's do this. Okay, so that was 60. All right. "60 feet, 20 toes, 80 reps. Now, the best part about being able to get physical is the feel-good hormones that are released afterwards. Dopamine. We're getting dopamine hits through social media, obviously, but dopamine is something that helps us to keep us going until the target's achieved. Right, that's the point of dopamine. But when we exercise, other feel-good hormones are released into our body. Serotonin, oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love drug. When you fall in love, it's there. Chocolate's very close to that. But the biggest part is parents, especially mums, get a massive hit of oxytocin, and that helps the bonding process, especially dads as well. In the initial stages for a baby, which is really important, the bonding process. But as we start to age as little children, we tend to, that oxytocin starts wearing off, and the cute little things that the babies used to do ain't cute anymore. So then other ways of us gaining that significance back, or that love, or that connection back from our parents, becomes in other ways. It's not that parents don't love us. Being a parent myself, there's challenges that come with that. There are things that we need to overcome, our own mental states, and unless you are a parent, you can understand that state. There's levels of sleep lost. I think it's like something like 6 months of sleep lost. Doesn't mean don't have kids, but it definitely means you have to manage your state a lot better, and physical exercise was one of those things. So but helping young kids develop and learn about themselves, and to become future leaders in themselves, so that they're able to then manage their environment and their circumstances, and be able to have social interactions, and to be out in nature, and to enjoy the benefits that nature provides as well. Sunshine has its own benefits, fresh air has its own benefits. So there are lots of key things here where we can change the states. I think being at home, being in a comfort zone, and being stuck indoors, and I'm more than what's the word I'm looking for? Not guilty. I'm more than comfortable being at home and being in my own four walls sometimes, and I need to get pulled out of it sometimes, you know. I was very much an outdoors kid when I was growing up, and I loved being outdoors. As soon as I got home from school, I was out, and I'd be home by like when the street lights came on at that point. But you know, it's about being able to enjoy a bit of both. You know, enjoy indoors, get outdoors, enjoy nature. I'm gonna stop talking and get to set number 2. All right, set number 2. It is definitely hard to go through, you know, when the voices start talking in the head. It's definitely a hard state to be in. And sometimes there's no like turn down volume on it either. So what do you do in those circumstances? You reach out to someone. If you feel like it's going down too far, you have to reach out to someone. You have to be able to talk to anyone, someone who you trust, someone who you know is going to love you through it all. Preferably someone who's a good listener, because at that point in time you just need to talk. You need to be able to have someone listen to you. There's a time for feedback, there's a time to give advice, but sometimes you just need someone to sit by your side and to, you know, hold your hand, just be by your side and listen. It's more important than offering advice. And maybe if you do reach out to someone and say, listen, I just need somebody to hear me out right now on a difficult spot. And yeah, we're all guilty of not reaching out because we feel like we don't want to burden other people. I'm guilty of that as well, you know. I can hold myself to that and say it's easier for me to say to other people, oh yeah, you should reach out, and sometimes I don't myself, you know, because I'm capable and I can handle it. But it's not true. I've spoken to people, you know, my wife's a great support system for me, my parents, my brothers. I've spoken to psychologists and counselors. And then it's just looking for videos and content, things that inspire me, things that create a more positive state of mind for me, you know. I've stopped watching the news. That's not something that I do. Yes, you can look at the little articles to keep you updated, but don't get lost in it. It's more about, let me put it to you this way, it's easier to, we all worry about the thief who's trying to steal our possessions, but we don't worry about the thief in our mind trying to steal our peace and take away our sense of happiness and joy, to be fulfilled in the moments and to have gratitude for the things that's in our life. Set number 3. All right. So that's 140. I've counted correctly.
Yeah, I think it's being able to fill our minds with the positive stuff. There is definitely a lot of stuff out there today that can make you feel like you're not enough, like you're not worth it. There's things out there like social media. Don't get me wrong, unless the algorithms that you've punched in is correct and the things that you're looking at is correct, it's going to feed you all kinds of stuff. And in situations like that, it's comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. So being able to have a look at others in the world around and to say what you have is enough and what you're working to is completely different is important. And again, this isn't judgment. It's coming from a space of me doing it, right? It's the experience. Know there's other people out there as well. We don't have to keep up with the Joneses, the old expression. It's just keep up with yourself. 1% better than yesterday. It's all that matters. 1% better than yesterday. Whether mentally, physically, spiritually, if you didn't do one thing different today, that's more than enough, because that one thing will add up and it's compound growth over a period of time. That's what it's pretty much like me starting this thing is like a journal to myself and to my kids. I'm not doing it for likes or subscribers. Doing these videos holds me accountable because there's people like my family and friends that have donated to the cause, and thank you for that. But it's holding me accountable now to myself and just making sure that I can continue doing this and to change the world and to inspire a level of self-mastery within us all. Okay, next set. That was 30. Okay. So that's the push-ups. All done, and I'll stretch up, make sure I have a nice hot shower, cold shower, do the recovery side of things, get some protein in through whether it's eggs, meat, fish, lentils, soy. It's ensuring that you're able to help your body recover the nutrients, micronutrients, macronutrients, protein, carbs, fats. They're important. Dietary fiber, all your micronutrients. So making sure you get your electrolytes, not just water, and ensure that if you are drinking anything like that has caffeine in it, caffeine can be a diuretic, so it can flush out a lot of water and electrolytes. So ensure that you put something back in that's going to supplement that. Cocoa water is good, yes, but it's also got a level of sugar to it, so you want to balance that out. A good source of, I'm just catching my breath. A good source of electrolytes can be Celtic salt, sea moss, Irish sea moss, but again, consult with your doctor before using any vitamins and minerals, and just make sure that vitamin C becomes a big part of it as well. I like powders better than tablets. The one I use is called an ultra potent C, and it's definitely got some great benefits, especially to keep your immune system healthy. That's the main thing. All right, sayonara. See you tomorrow.